So, guys, I'm gonna switch over to scanning right now. Some photo film. The stuff that we just did yesterday. Let lalaabop know just through a message that we're now getting prepped for that. Um, so, oof. Um, we'll clean up. He says, please do it last. All right. Oh shit, he's taking a final right now. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna take my sweet time. My sweet time getting set up, but you guys can enjoy the tunes, enjoy watching me do this, I guess. I'm gonna raise these legs a little bit. Got one of these original plates here. I got the 5 all together. I need a Pinocchio order of somewhere in the neighborhood of 3 to 5 plates. So we're gonna take care of that when we can. Let me tilt this over here. And for that matter, what I will do is I will even shift this up. Fortunately, there's no zoom on this lens, but you guys can still kind of see me, sort of. There you go. Okay. I'll screw these guys back down, just so it's all in one piece. So I can do the overhead. Whoa, these screws are actually magnetic. Super pog. Got a couple of ideas in my head. I think I'm gonna grab one of those keyed me up black keyed me up PCBs, perhaps. Perhaps. Still debating. Alright, all in one piece. I'll just loosely place these. Not crazy critical or anything. It's okay if this nonsense shifts around. Put away the calipers. Just cleaning up a little bit now. Hope that's alright with y'all. Whew. Alrighty. So, for anyone interested, before we actually get into the the actual scan, there's a bit of setup that we need from beforehand, and it's cool, kind of is we're gonna lose overhead camera, like video access, for just by the time we're all said and done. But before we do that, we can actually sort of just broadcast this now. So this is a scanning setup. This entails having a very, very high powered bright light source. So as soon as I power it on, you can see it just gets real bright. Turn it off. I mean, like the whole thing, it brights up everything. You can see the background here, which is cool. So we get that on, and that passes through the film, which is cool. Now, multiple parts of this setup. One is this guy right here is like a little pro mount that you use to mount the film tool. This is currently outfitted to adapt to a larger film size than what we shot with yesterday and throughout the entire tank. So we're going to take off this little adapter, which has nice little thumb screws. So we're going to get rid of these guys. I'll boost up the ISO here, so it can be seen at least a tiny bit better. Flip it around. This is an interesting thing. We flip the adapter around from 35. The idea here is that this is supposed to be seated in such a way that this in front of us and the edge points on that side. So this is supposed to go like this, except now this time it's seated under. So take these thumb screws and just try to get it through the top of this hole. Meanwhile, after I get all of this set up, I am going to do a tiny bit of promo. Throw some up on Instagram and reach out to the Twitch photography Discord. See if anyone might be interested in photo film scans. So now that we have that in place, we could place this guy on. Should be good. So now the whole deal is you power this on, the film goes through this anti-static brush through here. You could reel it out using this guy right here, this guy right here, and it just passes through, and each time we're actually just taking a photo, just a scan. So turn this on and that's how it looks. So let me go and take a picture of this. Throw this up on Instagram. We might end up, before I do that, go to this full face view. We're going to get this off as we switch over. So this guy, we'll replace this. Oh, that did not work. That's because we undid this, isn't it? So the idea here is we see the whole view, but we now have like a, you know, for each individual frame, we'll be able to see this a little bit better. And this will end up being able to, I guess, lower it. Refocus. And that'll be, wow. ISO's totally off. That's what that looks like. And we can continue lowering it for that matter. Even still more so. All right. That should just about be what we want, I think. And we'll be able to capture everything that comes through here at this point now. So now I'll take this little promo photo. Fortunately, I have all this junk in the background here. Shake up the colors a little bit. Whoa. Alrighty. Promo up. Okay, see me. Let's see. I reach out to that Twitch photography Discord. Turn this a little bit. So what I'm trying to do here is to be able to see in the background, this is kind of how I'll just reel it through back and forth as we get started. So yeah. this up here. What have I done here? Okay. So this is from the last time we did one of these scanning streams. We're about ready to go and get started here. I got the gloves right here. We gotta shut this off for now. I'm gonna turn this off. I'm gonna switch this up. Get this tethered via USB this time. Get this guy out of the way. And now I can go grab the film. And check to go see. We'll go in a slow order. See if people start trickling in. So I'm here in the bathroom. Y'all should still be able to hear me with this head-worn mic. You got 5 rolls, 35. I think we have 2 of the keyboard ones, or you know, some of the later content. I see this middle one is lalaabop's, but he's not going to be here till pretty late. So in the meantime, I'm trying to determine which of these was earlier than the other. Can't really be totally certain. Hard to tell. We can give it a shot, just try to guess. It's probably like our best bet. But we'll try. Shorter one. I think it was the longer one. The longer one came first. Alright. Not this one. Let's go with the longer one that came first. Okay. Ooh. It's right here, and this is the... No, shit. Damn it, I just took the lalaabop's. This is the wrong one yet again. Total accident. Alrighty. This is the one. Alright, so pull this off the rack in the bathroom. A few things that we gotta try to do. First of all, one thing we can try off the bat is just to see how well or easily this threads through. Fortunately, pretty easy. Okay, cool. Sick. All right. Very cool. There you go. Oh, Katniss, thank you. Appreciate that. This one I posted to Instagram a little while back from we sometimes what we do is whenever we finish building a keyboard and I have like, you know, just a couple of like maybe a roll or a roll and a half left to be able to get a full tank for, I'll just do a little keyboard photo shoot of the most recent build. So this is what this was from. So we did this Duck Viper, I think in March or February. That's what that's from. Alrighty. Okay, so with that said, we'll go and call this 0347 start at number 1. Hit the OK button. Let's see if this detects. This does not detect because this camera's not even on. What I'll probably prefer to do is we're going to start probably turning off these lights. That way we don't get any unanticipated like light flares. It's nice that we do this. Is this working properly? I hope this is working properly. Is this plugged in? Okay, perfect. Alrighty. Maybe I should just shut off all the lights. Why the heck not, right? Nice little darkened stream here. I'm completely in the dark now, but things will start brightening up with these monitors. I'm just trying to get in frame too here and realizing got a little funniness. Y'all can kind of see me, but let's just get at it. So the idea here is if I hit live, what I should be doing is auto-focusing. Okay, and you can kind of plainly see here this has a lot of coverage in this shot. If I let go of this and take this shot though, I think what we're gonna start seeing right away is we're not getting enough. I mean, this is what the picture is, but we're not getting quite enough of here. This can be, we can go in even closer, I think. So let's just keep testing this out until we figure it out entirely. Close this again, take another shot. That's actually a little too close now because now we're losing a bit of the frame border to be able to see where we are on the shot. Let's try again. We're just fine tuning it right now, and that's perfectly fine. Oops. Oh, that feels real good. I'm happy with that. I'm absolutely happy with that. Okay, awesome. All right, so here we are. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna delete all these guys and just kind of reset this way. The numbering will, you know, we'll have to start over. Because this progresses every time we take a shot. So I've deleted those from disk and we can just start all over again. Now we have that shot, and what's cool is that this live view sort of shows here that I can progress, and I'm just moving this dial, and I realize you guys can't really see this. So out of curiosity, I'm like, well, what light can we add? Is this light okay? Anyways, there's this dial on this tool here, and I'm just turning it as I'm seated right next to it. So I can progress backwards and forwards, and you can see that there's like a little digital live view, like a little preview. So we're cool on that front. I can leave that on. I think that technically the scans are more accurate if, you know, the fewer lights you have on. So let me get some of these off. There's one in the back here. Now what's interesting is if I don't close this live view before I take the shot, what happens is it crops it the way that the live view cropped it, and I don't want that. So I'll delete that yet again. We'll reset this back to 2, and then we close this, and then we take the shot. So there we are with it. You can see here, if I zoom real close, the question is this as focused as we can possibly get? I worry that it's not. But maybe it is. I don't know. I would say it's pretty close. Like, I'm wondering if maybe the actual print here is what it looks like, but I'm also looking at the sprocket holes, and these sprocket holes kind of also look like they're out of focus as well. So what I'm gonna go do is I'm gonna grab this the step stool. I'm gonna walk over this. I usually don't. This is my first time doing putting the copy stand over this kitchen counter like this. So it's like a lot higher than I'm typically used to. So I'm gonna keep trying to hone in because I feel like there's a chance here that the focus is failing a little bit. I'll be honest in saying that doesn't look too different than what we had from before. Attempt it one more time, and if there's no tangible difference, then I will probably just go and trust what live view is doing. Another alternative is I turn off the tether, and I can open up another application where I can more finely tune where the focus is on the camera. I don't typically like using this, I'll be honest. Wow. Error set focus position. All of this, delete, reset the tether. Also, to be perfectly honest, I'm taking my sweet time for 2 reasons. One, always good to, just in terms of making sure that what you have is right. Second of all, I don't want to go too fast because I am still waiting for our good friend lalaabop here. So this doesn't look that different from before. In terms of what's being read here on the Eastman Kodak print and the sprocket holes, they look roughly the same. But what is helpful is just being able to look at the overall grain, because I think the overall grain is being captured, I believe, in the way that I would like for it to be. So I think this is probably fine. So I say let's move on. Almost. One of the reasons I say that is because let's see if we can, maybe there's a chance here. So we have a couple of presets for this already, but I want to be able to hone in on a really good one. I'm not certain that the indoor lighting at Ada's place is necessarily the best. It could be a good one. Here's like another example of like, hey, let's see what we can get. But I'm actually not sure that either of these are very good to calibrate with. So maybe we can just sort of continue and see. There's another one, Ada all blurry. A lot of motion blur. I think it was possibly in my camera shake. See if I can boost up the ISO on this. All right. I should hopefully be able to see me a little bit better on this. Okay. Continuing along. So I guess the idea here is let's move it clockwise. Clockwise to progress. What's bizarre, I think, is I keep hearing the sound of like a focus that's occurring when all is done, and I don't like that. So I'm gonna hit that off button. Okay, I do like this one. This one's a statue of a, it's on the outside of a building in San Francisco, and the statue has some exposed boobies. But what I do like is this one right here was outdoors, so I think this is a good one to calibrate off of. So what I do is I white balance off the frame edge, and then I close in here. And then we run another piece of software here called Negative Lab Pro. We run Negative Lab Pro, and it's going to try to figure out what's going on from within the photo and make an assessment of what it should look like. I say this is pretty accurate. Call it warm. I think neutral, warm, and Cine D are pretty good, but probably neutral is even better. So I'm debating between these two. I'm gonna probably go with neutral for now. I'm gonna play around with these guys. Auto AVG. I don't think I've even seen that option before or noticed it. Oops. Let's try auto AVG. Let's try auto neutral. I think I'm gonna go with auto neutral for now. Okay, so what's cool then is, I can bring it back to as shot and get the sprocket holes and kind of see where we are here, which is fine. There's no information here. But what I can do at this stage now is, since we know that this is 347, I can save this preset called 04347. We'll call this 35 millimeters Cinestill. What's it? F10, 160, 100. And what we can do now is we can sync all of the stuff from before. And on top of that, we can now, as we shoot, write this in as well. Did I write? Where is it? I run out of good preset space. Where did my 0437 one go? Am I crazy? All right, I'm gonna start deleting a lot of these. There's just like way too many here. It's becoming kind of a mess. I don't know if I have just too many here, but apologize for the little light show here. Just trying to get through it. Apologize again. These colors are crazy. I'm trying to figure out, is there a way? I think I can deselect. Oh, it doesn't let me delete presets without having one selected, unfortunately. Alright, I've deleted a large amount of these. Honestly, not enough of them, but we're going to try saving this all over again. So what do we call this? 35 millimeter Cinestill, F10, 160, 100. Let's try it again. There it is. Okay, so here's where we are with it. And now I can set this preset to 0347, and now when I continue to shoot, it'll automatically come in as positives. So moving clockwise, here we have this guy. Oh, whoops, I was supposed to not do what I just did. Delete that, reset the tether to 5, shoot it again. All right, looks good. This is cool because this is Cinestill, and we managed to get shots that are pretty accurate to what the colors look like at the time. I know this one's a goofy one, but this is a lot better than what I've seen kind of in the past. So we're actually really happy about this. Sick. I did not anticipate being able to get pictures where the colors look like this. This is actually really cool. I actually really quite like this. This is like underneath the dome at the Westfield in San Francisco. Whoa, I just stopped the tether, didn't I? Always fascinated by film photography, so cool, yeah. Patness, I just followed you on Instagram earlier this morning here. Your photography is really cool. It's just like, I don't know if you're just running really cool filters. I wasn't quite sure if it was film or not. But I really quite liked what you had. Typically, I don't think I get colors like this on Cinestill. I'm just like kind of perplexed, almost blown away here. And I think it's like we had a good picture to calibrate off of, and on top of that, I think the way that I've sort of honed in my scanning technique has been really helpful. Got another one of these pictures again. Cool. All right, so this one, now we start to see some skin tones. This does like kind of have this sort of greenish feel, even though the actual greens, like of the plants in the, you know, the mall, are a little, like, I think that this is not quite perfect. So this starts to expose to me that, hey, like maybe the colors aren't as pinpoint perfect as I thought they'd be, but you know, one, I'm cool with it. Two is we can always make adjustments. I never brave to start shooting in film. I'm taking a break from photography. Got burnt out. I see. It's all good. I mean, it's important to, like, you know, make sure that, like, you know, you're happy with your craft. So whenever you take breaks for anything, like, I know that, like, for me, like, I took a break from the keyboard hobby. It's like I sorely needed it, I think, you know, when I did this from 2017 to 2020. I'm back at it and I feel like real refreshed, and I sort of love what keyboards are, what I'm doing. It's like I totally understand, and if that's kind of creatively how you're feeling for photography, it's like absolutely understand. In terms of bravery about shooting film, it's like, well, I actually do understand. And on one hand, like, I will always encourage people to you know, I'll always say, like, hey, you just gotta do it. But on the other hand, I can also recognize that, like, there's an investment. There's definitely a financial investment you need to be able to make by shooting film. Because on one hand, it can be looked at as cheaper cheaper than digital, for what it is when you're actually starting to get equipment. But the, like, ongoing costs of you know, film, like actual physical film, as well as processing, it adds up a lot. So totally get it. This is me. Shot of me in this dome. The lighting, wow, it's just so cool. To pull the camera from my little grabby hands. I love this. This is like, you know, the sort of haloing that comes from Cinestill, like tungsten film. You get that orange glow. I did not anticipate that. Like, you know, I don't know. Sometimes when I pull out Cinestill, excuse me, to shoot, I don't know what I'm gonna get. Like, sometimes I pull it out to shoot and it's like I hate it. But this is actually really cool. Surprised that we were able to get a shot like this. A good shot from A to Z. More here. Same spot. Random thing. I know Lala said I guess there was flash on this one. Lala said that he was taking a final. I'm like, what crazy final is at 11 p.m.? It's wild. Okay. What you said is so true. I always admire people who do photography, both film and digital. It's a beautiful art. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Um, I primarily shoot on film. Um, but you know, I have all this digital equipment. I mean, like I had it from before I shot film. I had it for, you know, jobs I've had to do, and now I've like repurposed it for streaming, and that's what I use for. Like, I'm probably one of the few streamers who's like on like running Nikon, um, you know, for video broadcasting. Um, but I primarily shoot film. I love, you know, the way it looks. I love the craft that goes behind it, but um, digital photography, as well as the, you know, the appreciation of digital photography is like, um, it's cool. It's cool for sure. It's outside a little grocery store. Cool little graphic out there. Hey, you guys saw this yesterday. Me in the kitchen. Oops. Let me shift this up. I'm trying not to get all these like panes in the way. I feel like this live view is beginning to lag. Oh, yeah. We found someone dropped their film, some developed film here. This is okay. This is kind of doxy of myself, but I live pretty close to a like an actual like lab, like a little shop that develops photo film and does other, you know, film and digital and print. Um, and I actually used to, before I moved to San Francisco, that exact place I used to go to get my film developed. But I opted to learn myself, you know, how to sort of do this from home, which is not that bad. Again, costly, but I can tell though, this has to be, this little cut piece that we just found littered on the ground has to be from that shop nearby, because what other photo places would do this? I recall the sticker, like it has to be from them. So just wanted to point that out. I learned to develop my film because that shop, I feel like, had a couple of issues. One, it was pricey, and two, the shop owner was kind of mean. He was kind of an asshole. And it's like, I could deal with one or the other, but just not both. When it comes to price versus dealing with a guy, that's kind of a bit of an attitude. Oh, bubbles. Took this shot because of the bubbles. It's cool is that we got the sort of, what is it called? I gotta Google it. Distill anti-halide, or the anti-halation layer. I'm trying to find out exactly what this is. So what I think this is, what I think we're looking at here is, Cinestill is a specific kind of film that's like, I guess, repurposed like movie stock. And my understanding, I could be totally wrong, is when it gets repurposed, I think there's like a layer specific layer of chemical, I don't know what you want to call it, that kind of gets removed. And that layer is supposed to prevent this from happening. This sort of like halide halos. And when you remove it, well, they come back. But what's really interesting is when you see this happen, it's usually with artificial lighting, but this one's like a natural light that's causing this. I don't think I've seen this super frequently, but it's pretty cool. Now, this VOD is going to go up on YouTube at some point, and someone may just point out that I'm like super wrong about everything I just said, so take what I said with a grain of salt. I think that's the reality, but I'm not totally certain. Tried taking a picture of this bubble. It was really hard. What's really nice is that by moving this copy stand to this counter, me shaking my own table that I'm working on doesn't affect any of the motion that happens here during the scan. So I actually quite like doing this. It's just that when I do this, I have to shift my whole station over just because I'm trying to get closer to the counter. So it's like my monitors on the arms just have to go this way. The camera has to like face this way, all that. I'm also gonna just move this a little more towards me. It's cool. I think we found this like, you know, octopus bookmark on the ground. Little cephalopods, some whales. I don't know what this was. I think it was a bookmark. Oof. Ooh, that was a tough one. I remember shooting this photo and thinking, oh man, this is going to be a great photo. And it came out like heavily underexposed. Whoops. It's like a little pocket camera, so everything's auto. Also, I'm like me personally, I'm not like super good at figuring out like auto meter or like included camera meters, so you know, call that just, you know, a loss there. That's a fun one. Looks like we got a little damage on this film though. Gotta go have fun for the rest of the stream. Hey, I appreciate you being here. Thank you again. And hope you have a good night or day, wherever you are. But thanks for coming by. Camera shake on my end. Let's see if Ada's hands were better shooting me. Better, definitely better. Ada had a better elevator shot. That was a funny one. I think we're at a drive-thru. I think this was probably the Taco Bell in the neighboring city here. Oh, I like this a lot. This is like actually a really cool photo. Wow. Oh man, Ada crushed it. I'm just gonna go and tell her, or I'll tell her later. Crushed it. Oh, is my... I just realized. I think my... whoops. Scanning. My stream title was all wrong, and also I was in the art category while I was doing the whole plate thing. Ooh. A little mini blunder there on my stream. That's probably why fewer keyboard folk came in. But it's all good. Okay. We're still in the art category though. It still scans. Alrighty. Moving on. How many pictures she take at this drive-through? Let's find out. Does this one get better? The flash. This flash, like, it worked out well, like the on-camera flash, but is not that flattering, unfortunately. This thing keeps shifting now. Oh yeah, we were on this little walk here. I'm gonna try not to focus in on that license plate, but there was this little baby toy hanging off this no parking sign. I think I was trying to get a couple of shots of it. Just taking the little ones out for a walk. It was really bizarre. I think there was like something in it too, like a little doll. This was a strange one. Almost at the end here, I think. Frame 31. I think we made it to Berkeley, and I found this really well lit tree. It was like interesting because I actually shot this on Cinestill, kind of like approaching golden hour. And this tree was just lit really, really interestingly. You can see like the rest of that, those halos, the Cinestill halos happening from natural light. It's real good, real good. Oh, if only lalaabop were here. He would have loved to know where we were here. This was a House of Curries. Chatted about House of Curries in Berkeley. He calls it tomato sauce, and I couldn't untaste it once he said that. So, I'm trying to figure out. There it is. Okay. I feel like someone subbed. I have more sub points than I had from before, but my little alerts aren't saying anything about who subscribed. It's kind of interesting. Anyways, I'm worried. What is this photo? I took this picture of Ada, I guess. I don't remember taking this. Ooh, this gets exposed really funny, I think. I think this is like really overexposed. Was this before or after my haircut? Oh, I think this was after my haircut. Sides look clean. Cherry. A little shot of a little cherry. Tebow. Oh, that's the end of it. 37 frames. There we go. And there you have it. Alrighty. So, here's what I'm going to do. Because we're going in decently slow motion, I am going to pull this out, figure out a couple things about the action plan, what to do now. So first of all, having done that for the first time, where this station is right here in this area, intrigues me. All the film shoots out in this direction towards my kitchen sink and where the dish soap is. Let me angle this a little bit better. I got some peanut butter jars here. My dish rack. But I feel like we have to do something. There's something that needs to be done here. I am going to throw down some paper towels for where the film lands, just because I'm a little worried about whatever grime might be on my countertop. So we're just going to throw this down right here. Meanwhile, I am going to go and grab, we have some 35mm sleeves. And maybe we can spend a little time cutting up as we wait for lalaabop to enter in. So we finished roll number 1 just now. We have one more roll of less relevance ahead of us, where it's not going to contain any keyboard stuff, and it's not going to contain any of lalaabop stuff. So we'll pull out some of these sleeves again. Take our time here as we wait for my guy. Meanwhile, I'll also, while we're at it, just adjust this stream title. Keyboards, lalaabop's. Alrighty. So, next up, plan here is that I'm realizing you guys might not be able to see this super well. Grab this light pad here, which I was just using as a kind of a key light. Kind of. But I brought it back down to earth here. And where did I put my gloves? There they are. Grab a little pair of children's scissors. Turn this ISO down just a little bit. Actually, we can keep this off. So, take a look. I don't have an overhead for this because the overhead is being occupied by USB tether. So you go to full frame here. I got these binder sleeves that fit 6 frames and 7 rows. 7 rows, 6 frames each row. So what I do is I'll cut up the entire photo film, like the entire roll of photo film that's just one long strip, into 7 strips. The reasoning for 7 is because this was a 36 roll that sometimes my Contax T3 will capture 37. So we got like a little extra, you know, a little freebie. Start back from the end. But knowing that you'll have 7 strips, then, you know, because there's one more after a 36, means that you'll have to use all of the rows. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now this is a weird thing here. This was the first time in a while that I've seen a roll of Cinestill where there were actually no numbers on the frame, and we could actually see that during the whole scanning process of this roll. Up here, where's my mouse? Up here or down here, there's typically supposed to be just some numbering so that you know what frame you're on. Didn't happen on this roll. So typically what I do is I cut all of the 6 strips first, and then I'll just kind of know where to fill them in here. But because there's no numbering, I won't know the order. So I'm just gonna do this one by one here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there was one really good picture that Ada shot. I actually really like it. The picture she shot of me. It's I feel it's sometimes atypical that you know, I've handed my camera over to someone like another friend, and or just anybody. They take a picture and it turns out like I like the picture of me, but Ada was able to rock it. So Spelunkpunk, what's going on, man? 4, 5, 6. Happy to have you. We are scanning a little bit of photo film tonight. We just got through our first roll, and there is a very open secret. It's not really a secret. I'm taking my sweet ass time because I'm waiting for a lalaabop to show up so that we can do the scans together. So right now, after this first roll is done, I'm cutting up the entire film strip into smaller strips of 6 frames each, so I can put these inside of binder sleeves. I'm trying to do so in the proper order. So this is what I'm cutting up right now. Switch out of this. Spelunkpunk, I'm not sure if you dropped by yesterday, but we were doing, you know, we had a couple of big raids, and I was shooting some film photos of my keyboard collection, all the keyboards I have on hand. And it was in part due to round out the rest of the tank I needed to actually develop all of this. 4, 5, 6. So that was a big motivation for it, but it was cool. Good times were had. Folks got to see some of my collection, or pretty much all of my board collection. Missed a spicy stream, yeah. Big ol' raids. Coward and Dr. Huru dropped in, you know, graciously dropped in all their viewership. It's much appreciated. Yeah, like I was just anticipating, you know, knock out all these shots in less than an hour. It's like it turned out to be like 3 hours. My back was breaking last night. All right, so there it is, all cut up and placed into this binder sleeve. So on to the next. Go and get this guy off. Throw this off to the side. Now I'm gonna go grab the next roll here. So where were we? I think the next one was a short roll. This will be a lot shorter than the last one we just did. And this will be the last, less relevant roll, knowing that the following 3 are going to be the ones that contain keyboards, as well as lalaabop's content. So here's what we do. I'm going to leave that there for just a quick second. I'm going to slide this guy in here. Everything's just completely shut off right now in terms of lighting, except for this one light source that I use to sort of capture the content on the film as I knock my head on the overhead camera here. And the light that's coming from my monitors. So the film is now threaded through. I'll pull these gloves off. Slowly go through it. This guy right here is the light pad, which I guess I'll just shift to the side and only bring it out when I use it at the end of each roll. Shift back over here. Are we still, is this still the right live? Oh, it is. Okay. So everything's all gravy. Okay. So open this guy back up, open this guy back up. So we're going to start a new tether. We're going to call it 348. We'll start at number 1. Oh, I realized no one can see anything. So here we are, brand new tether, brand new roll. We're going to put no settings to start, and when we open up the live view, here we are, everything's all good. Close that up, take the shot. All right, so this looks like it's inside of my apartment. So we're gonna leave this one pat right now. We have some of these settings here, but we're not going to use them for the current moment. But we are just gonna progress along until we find a good one to calibrate to. As I mentioned before, this is the first time I've done this, but I have the copy stand sitting on the kitchen counter, which is really cool, because now it's like I don't have to worry about me, having these micro motions on my desk. It's like completely separated, and I'll go back and roll this through to progress through the roll. This one here is also something I don't know if it's the best thing to calibrate off of. This was underneath a tunnel. It was in the daytime, so this should be like daylight at the end here. But probably still not the best in terms of what we want for our shot. I think this might still be more in the tunnel, but might have a little more appropriate lighting. Let's find out. So it's going to be dark for a good majority of this, this histogram. So we'll keep going. This might have been at the very end of the tunnel. This might be better, but we'll still try to get out of the tunnel before we calibrate these negatives and invert them to positives. Now here's a cool one. This is like, one of those Chinatown shops out in broad daylight. Might be a little bit better. This is Kodak Gold 200. So it's gonna be like real critical that we get the colors like right on a calibration, because there isn't much great latitude on a, this is definitely like a consumer film, not really a professional one. So this one might be good, but I feel like some of the next ones might be even better. Like as soon as we start getting skin tones, it's like it's all over. Like those are the ones we need to go for. This one, people in the distance. I'm still curious though what we'll actually go and get. If I end up having a shot of Ada that we can do. Ah, a little dust got in there. No. Let's see if we can brush that off with a microfiber and reshoot this. Damn. Little guy slipped through. Little guy slipped through the anti-static brush. Let's try this again. Delete. Let's update this. We'll go backwards 1. Try again. There we go. A little bit better. Still a little dust on there, but that's gonna be an easier one to knock out in spot healing. So still haven't hit a good one that maybe gets my skin or Ada's skin. I'm not sure how frequently we passed along the camera to each other on this roll, but I just want to make sure that like we go and get a good one. Where was that? Oh man, that was one of those like real extra gentrified restaurants that I did really like prior to the pandemic, but they closed down for good. So sad. One of those spots that served like $13 avocado toast. It was really good, man. Like the bread they used was like super killer. Wondering what the heck all of this is. Is this like an issue with the film? Or just something just beamed down real weird? Curious about it. Oh, I know what this was. This was it was some kind of I don't know, demonstration that we were watching, I think related to Myanmar, out by the ferry building. Just wanted to take some photos. I was like a little worried about getting close, like for a number of reasons. I try to keep my distance around folks like in the last year, but on top of that, you know, just trying to be respectful of the demonstration too. So. All of the demonstrators specifically. I'm not sure who's out here in the San Francisco Bay Area who might be watching right now, but for those, maybe the uninitiated, there's been kind of like in the downtown area a sort of corporate takeover by Salesforce. And it's interesting. I as someone who works in tech, like I understand what they've done and what they're doing. At the same time, I feel for the city. I feel like, it's just like a kind of almost inherent guilt of being in tech. Did I just shoot this? I think I did. Like running super slow. What is happening? Oh, what has happened? I'm here. Oh, you're here. Alrighty. Well, now that you're here, we can speed up the process. I was just talking about San Francisco and being in tech. I've been going super slow. There were 5 roles that we developed last night. And we as slowly I was going, I've only gotten through like 1.5 so far. Um, so we can go through yours ASAP, or we can do it last. Totally up to you. I think I just blew this one though. Let me delete this one. Let's reset to 15. But lalaabop, welcome, welcome. Anyways, what I was saying was, lalaabop, maybe you're interested in chatting, talking about this. Oh fuck, I know what this is. I know what this shit is. This is something that kind of got fucked up on my actual camera for a hot day or two. I fixed it, but I'm realizing this whole thing is gonna pervade the rest of this roll. My roll, not yours, Lala. I also realized the little build thing is incorrect right now. Give me a second to address this. Negative supply. That final was brutal. That's a bummer. What kind of... Okay, I had to ask. What kind of crazy final is that, like 11 p.m.? Like, did you get to choose your final time or something? That's pretty crazy. Oh, some of it wasn't unaffected, which is weird. This one had no problem, but hey, this is finally one where we get a good chunk of skin tone, so I'm gonna start calibrating off this one. That way we can apply it to the rest. I never got to my final point that I was talking about earlier. But Salesforce has kind of taken over San Francisco, and I'm not sure how many people kind of like it. But it's really rather disgusting what they've done, and kind of inherently gives me this guilt about, you know, what tech does, what tech has done in San Francisco, and me being in tech in San Francisco, and me just sort of, you know, I now have a sort of guilt of sort of the stuff that's happened here. So I don't know. Think about it sometimes. So her hand is pretty overexposed here. Dead Kowalski, thanks for the follow. Hope all is going well. Oh wow. The reason I bring this up is because despite everything I just said, a number of these photos on this roll were shot at the Salesforce Park in the sort of downtown area. Can you describe what Salesforce really is? No, I can't. That's the thing. I can't describe what Salesforce is outside of, I guess it's just some kind of CRM software of some sort. And that what they've actually done is just like take over a bunch of buildings in San Francisco and erected the entire, you know, it's like the now tallest building in San Francisco, which looks crazy phallic and is just like a huge eyesore, because now, like, you know, in the distance you see this like one towering, you know, building. It's just like above all the rest, and like it's curved like the head of a dick, and at night they play video on the head. And I don't know, it's just like, it just feels very gross. Like there's something, okay, I'm gonna stop because I feel like I need to talk about it. It's like, um, like I remember, like when I first started working in San Francisco, um, Salesforce is a CRM database of customers and all kinds of things and tools. Yeah, like that's the thing. Without Salesforce, I feel like, there's a lot of companies who would be a lot in weaker positions because people use Salesforce products, which kind of is why Salesforce is successful. You know, the when I started working in San Francisco, Salesforce didn't have the presence it did, but it was getting there. Like this, I started working in San Francisco in the city in 2014, and I don't know. It just feels icky. It feels icky in the sense that, like, I remember when they were opening that Salesforce tower, just there was a lot of commotion. There's a lot of construction that had to be done, and like right leading up to that, I remember there was a lot of fenced off areas, and they were trying to have this big grand opening, grand event. And I remember peeking through at one point because you could hear it. Like they were like prepping for some events where there's like, oh yeah, it's a Salesforce, oh welcome everybody, it's like that kind of a thing. And they were doing some like like a rehearsal. And in this rehearsal, there was a woman singing. She was kind of like a soul singer. She looked like she sang soul really well, like a soul singer. And I started like I peeked through and I started listening to the words. And this woman was like, the song was written for Salesforce, and it was just like, it was so disgusting. Like it was like the words were like about like how the Salesforce tower is like the pinnacle of the San Francisco skyline. It was just like gross, right? And it's just like, it's things like that. Now, the whole reason I bring this up is because on this roll is a little walk that Ada and I took to the Salesforce tower where they have like a park. They erected like a park that sits above like part of a building. It's a structure. The structure, I guess, might have been relevant, like Salesforce maybe funded this. Is like the Transbay terminal, like the bus system that moves across the Bay Area. Oh, I was a Salesforce dev / manager in a previous job. Wait, so okay, look, anyone who's out there watching right now or could be watching in the VOD, I realize I'm like kind of shitting on Salesforce right now, but like I just kind of giving this sort of reality of like, okay, Ada and I went to the Salesforce tower, and they erected a park, like a really like a park sitting on top of the Transbay terminal, the bus system, and they helped put together this terminal. So like everyone who's just trying to move in and out of the city, like you come through this terminal, and it's like a good way for everyone to sort of commute. And this is like how the San Francisco economy is built now, through tech and through people coming from around the Bay Area to sort of work in San Francisco. That's literally something out of How I Met Your Mother. We went to this park, and I've been to this park before, but it's like it's really, really weird because you can tell that like from within this park, and like I've been in some of the neighboring buildings that connect to this park, but you can tell like this area is like they've tried to build this weird utopia. And I don't know, I feel like the fact that this exists, along with the now like widening gap of like the sort of aggressiveness of the homelessness problem in San Francisco, is just kind of capturing like this real like wage divide and class divide. And it's really weird. And like I was mentioning earlier, like I feel I'm proud to of what success I personally have attained over the course of my lifetime. But I also feel this guilt of this widening gap in class, being someone who lives in San Francisco, and seeing like the sort of the old or the classic San Francisco kind of get pushed out, and seeing all the problems that happen through it, and how it's just going to continue to sort of progress. And this is why, like, personally, like, I understand and I recognize where, you know, where I stand on this. I think that I like to imagine that I have sort of at least like a, you know, a minor sense of awareness of, hey, we got a problem here. And this is exactly why, like, you know, I stream, you know, I stream right now. Like, I think that, like, I have like things that I want to be able to share when it comes to, you know, the photography that I do here. Like, I'm scanning, I shoot, I scan it, I put it on Twitch, as well as all the rest of the stuff. I feel like I have content that I want to be able to share. But this is also why, and I say this at the, you know, at the end of every stream, all the bits and subs that come in, like, I send to the San Francisco Marin Food Bank, because there is this community, there is this population that, you know, like, uses this as a resource. Whatever bit or sub money comes into me, it's like, I don't need this. Like, I take pride and pleasure in what I'm able to share, but like, anything that comes into me, it's like, this is better served going to the people around me. And so just wanted to throw that out there. But yeah, this was in the Salesforce Park, this kind of odd place to be in. And it's really weird just knowing that, like, you know, Facebook, Instagram's right there, Salesforce right there, they kind of all share this space, and it's like that weird, like, this is not real feeling. I don't know. I've gone into like a really long aside here, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna sync, you know, all of the settings here for color, and we're gonna do the same thing we were doing before, but we're gonna power through now, because, you know, the crew is in here. Terminal was the last stop from Berkeley. I always had to go through Salesforce. It wasn't always like that. There were a couple other terminals from before. There was a temporary terminal up until the Salesforce one was put in, which was like another block, and it was just like a flat landish area. Prior to that, like a decade ago, I think it was like a garage, like a really weird sketch looking garage was the terminal. So anyways, 48, this is GC 200, F10, 160, 100, create. And now I'm gonna go and set this 348. Now as we continue to shoot, everything should come in as positive. And we'll circle around and look at some of these photos after. Some more shots of this, you know, obviously imported plant at the Salesforce Park. Found this on the side. This is okay. So a good portion of this roll of film that I shot will have this weird sort of area, darkened area here, and that was a slight issue with my camera. It's a little pocket camera where the lens blades flip in and out whenever you turn on the camera, and this particular camera, as nice of a camera it is, has this issue where these blades are pretty weak, so they can kind of get stuck in place. Excuse me. And so I spent a couple days trying to learn how to fix this. Guys, by the way, this is my workstation. This is my streaming station. This is everything this is where the magic is. This right here, I'll just find this. This is, what is it called? I will send this link. I'm pretty sure it's pretty TOS, but I'm gonna do this. Garage, I'll take the Salesforce any day, especially at midnight. Guys, I have this hanging over my desk. I just sent that link into Twitch chat, so check that out. If anyone's interested in buying that and framing it, there you go. Glad you like. Glad you like. There's a little dog in Nob Hill that they keep this this window open. The dog's always just out there barking. It's a cute dog, I gotta say. It just barks, pretty loud, but it's cute. If you guys want to see it, I think like they try to promote him as like a little influencer. So let's see if it comes in. Oh, you don't really see it. Like his Instagram handle is on the window. I think that might be it. Only 2 shots on this roll of that dog. Good lord, a lot of shaky hands here. It's weird. I've been trying to shoot at, plus minus 0, which I feel like overexposes. And I used to shoot a lot -1 or -2, and I think I might need to go back to it. I was like, I always got this weird sense like, oh, I shouldn't be underexposing, so I started trying to not underexpose as much. But then you see like things like this happen where just way too bright. She looks ghastly here. Is this the end of the roll? No, still a little more. I think one more after this. Oh, these ducks. I was trying to take a picture of these ducks. Oh, wait. Was this, how long was this roll? Oh, that is it. Okay, that is the end of this roll. Damn, now I feel like I overexposed my photos. Nah, I mean, looking at yours, you can kind of tell from just like, here, I'll show y'all. And so last roll we cut it up and put it on the sleeve because we were just trying to wait for you. But I'm gonna hold that off till after stream. I don't know if you'll be able to see this or how well you'll be able to see this, but like sometimes you can just like kind of like look at where the hell is you can see it. Anyways, I'm not gonna try this anymore. You can look at film and just kind of tell from the density how exposed or underexposed or overexposed something is. Some of yours have some underexposure issues, but you know, for the most part it seemed fine. I can't read anything you guys are saying right now because I'm here in the bathroom grabbing the film from the rack here. But I'm guessing as you guys are here, I guess we're gonna do lalaabop's photos now. Lalaabop, are you cool with that? To be fair, I've never really taken any film photography before. Look, it's not that bad. A disposable is meant to shoot in a specific way, and look, the fact that you finished a disposable camera means you did it right. That's because that's really the only way you can shoot. So, guys, hold on to your panties. We're doing lalaabop's film now. You know what? It's in reverse. So we're gonna do this in reverse. I'm just recalling that now. Disposables, like Frank was saying, they come in reversed. So we'll go in this direction. Alrighty. I need to keep these gloves on for now, because in reverse this doesn't actually slide through until we get to like the second or third frame. So close this up, open up a new one. We'll call this Lala01. Start at number 1. Hey, smiling. Party of 13. Guys, welcome. Thank you for this big ol' raid. Oh, guys, everybody, welcome. We are just about to get started here. Scanning the photo film from Lala, Smiling, and 20V's trip up here. So let's get it going. Show my nudes. Wrong raid message, fuckers. Wow. Alrighty, here we go. Let's get this live. Why is this kind of shifted a little funny? Alright. Close this up. Let's get this negative in. So my question is, what the hell is this? I think everything might come in as upside down. Hope you guys don't mind that. I'll just have to flip it every time. I think. A little hard to tell. We're gonna wait to calibrate or to actually do the inversions until we get to a solid frame where you can tell that it's a person, because it's best to do this, like it's best to actually do the inversion when we start seeing people's skin so that the algorithm knows what to do. Pretty sure this is how I get my face. Yeah, this is the side of a car. Yeah. Alrighty. 20V, yep, I can see that right here, and this may possibly be a good one. So here we see some skin. I can also pull off these gloves. So what I'll do here, hit that unlock button. Let's just hope that the colors come out right on this, but if it doesn't, we can always come back and readjust. Cut it down just a little more. So what I do is I run this extra little plugin software called Negative Lab Pro. So the important thing is you have like a dense enough shot, DSLR shot of the negative itself. And once you have that, you can like kind of let the plugin do its thing as you go and sort of look at the profiles of maybe it figuring out what the film is. So I say this looks pretty good right off the bat. How many pics did you take of me sleeping? 3? There he is. Here he is. All right. So now we've done that. Let's save this. Lala01. What was this? Fuji Insta. It's a disposable. 10, 160. So now that we've saved that, let's sync this with the previous shots. And then also we can now automatically throw this in so that every single scan we do will come in positive. Oh, this is fucking science. Very nice. Quackers, welcome. Who else came in? Voodoo Bear, welcome. Booty Jigay, welcome. Guys, appreciate y'all being here tonight. What other messages? All right, okay. We're all good. All right, so continuing along. Another thing too is that I'll open up this live view to just sort of see how this rolls. Looks like there might be a whole frame here where there's nothing on it. Let's find out. You have no idea how much I'm smiling right now. Pardon that. We'll close this guy up. What happens is you hover over a preset and the colors change, and so I just close preset panel and you should be good. All right. So next one up, I think there's a bit of nothing on it. So exposed pretty dark. Might have liked some flash on this one. Oh, I was smiling because he's shown his face before. Fack. Alright. This one's also pretty dark, but we're getting a little more out of it. I realized that one also might have been upside down. Okay, here's sideways. We do have a little bit of a dust that came in, but this can be, either we can brush it off right now, or we can, you know, clean it up in post. Looks like the whole gang's out here at what appears to be some kind of Tesla station. Is that what this is? Right on, right on. Were there 4 people in the group? I only saw 3 of you. Tofu and Alex? Ah. I see. So this one, the previous one is probably upside down. Now that it's right side up, I'm guessing that this is probably some thing in the distance. Some like a hill or something. This is the gang at the Tesla. Where's my invite? Alright. Continuing along. And I apologize for all of this coming in as upside down. This is probably just the best way. Anderson's exit. Some kind of soup joint. Look at you guys. I gotta say, to be perfectly honest, like, disposables are not bad. Like, just out of the bat, just looking at this, like, it's not bad. Quackers, thank you for the follow. Who dat? Who dat? Is that Lala? I don't know. You guys tell me. This wasn't me who shot this. Who is that? I hate how whenever I open up this live view to kind of just see the progression, like it just pops up right in the center of everything. The smiling down? Is that the smiling down? Oh, that looks like Alex. Ooh. Hey, that's a sick hoodie. I love this. Is there like a third one under? Like the third champion logo under that? It's real good. Real good. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, fit. Hey, all your guys' fits pretty sick. Love it. Love it. A cool, I mean, that ceiling is really cool too. I didn't think this through. Give me the monies for a plane ticket. All right. Oops. Ah. The gang. The gang. Yeah, this one looks pretty dark. I don't know if we're gonna get anything out of this. This little preview doesn't look too promising, unfortunately. A little dark black purple. Let's start a fucking rap group. Let's go. Oh no, more darkness, guys. I can't quite tell what I'm looking at. We are guessing. I don't even know where a frame starts and ends. Enhance! It's just like the... I wished it worked that way. I really do. Alright. From what I can see, some kind of rainy road of some sort. The brush didn't catch this dust. I can dust this off if you need this. I'm so sorry. Wait. Can you increase exposure? In a way, I can in a way. But we might like to do that as we come back around. Like, There's a couple ways that I could try to increase exposure, which would be like changing the amount of light that's being taken from the DSLR scan itself. Another way would be like in post, turn this, you know, composed negative as a positive and then just pull up the exposure from there. So there's a couple ways I could do this, but I like to do it maybe sort of after the fact, unless you really want it right now. If you're dying to see it right now, we can do it. All right. So you can see next frame coming in a bit. Is this one properly exposed as we take this shot? Is that tofu sleeping? Pretty bright, but we can actually make adjustments to this one as well. So not to worry about the overexposure on this. If you really want, we can do it now. Let's do it now. Let's do it now. No one's hurting by doing it now. So I use this plugin called Negative Lab Pro to take these negatives and just invert them properly. You can't do like a one-to-one complete, you know, RGB inversion. It's not going to look quite right. So this plugin kind of smartly looks for it. Unfortunately, it's just really bright. Even as I've redone this. So we could pull this down a bit. What we could also do is we can zero all of these out. Oops. And if I go to the gamma tone, that doesn't help that much. Will you send me these photos? Yeah, for sure, for sure. I'll get you some somewhat Instagram ready photos, and I'll zip it up and I'll send it in a Google Drive. So I think that's pretty good. Warm, if you want it warm. I think neutral looks good, but depending on what you want out of the white balance. This is a Fuji. Let's stick with that. As shot. Keep it there. All right, continuing along. So I think that, by the way, if you want to know while we're here, this compared to where we captured it at, that's the difference. So the adjustments can be made like on a per shot basis. I just opt not to do it super frequently. Clap. No need, I don't use Instagram. Tofu so handsome. Should have taken my L35. Allah, he takes a pics of everybody sleeping. Alright, let's continue. Alright. Nice little shot of buildings I can see. Alright, this one, another one pretty overexposed. And so what's going to happen is, depending on how many more shots look like this, which it might be like a significant-ish portion, we might as well like try to sort of reincorporate, you know, the coloration, like the inversion procedure into its own preset for the next series of photos that have this type of lighting. So let's just do it. This one might run the same as the previous one, but knowing that this is outdoors, let's not take any chances. Let's just start doing this all over. Still pretty bright, but I think the color is a little bit more accurate to what this building was. We could bring some of the brightness down just a little bit. Lights down, maybe just a little. White, we might not want to go that far down. I would still say neutral is pretty good. Neutral seems pretty real. We can go any one of these profiles. These profiles don't look that far off from each other. So we'll just stay with neutral. I like the auto neutral. Can you Nope. It's there in history. Alright, we're gonna save this guy as Lala01, Fuji disposable, F10, what was it? 160, 102. We'll call this outdoor. So for the next foreseeable shots, we'll set this preset like this, and we'll continue along. Guessing you guys were like walking down Market Street or something out here. Was this in the city? Wait, did you guys hit the Salesforce Park too? Is that what this is? This is Yerba Buena Park? Where was this? Ah, alright. Yerba Buena Gardens. Hey, some outdoor shots. Were you guys, there was a little keyboard event at Yerba Buena, I'm guessing? That's cool. Who is that? Who is that? This guy can't even see on the shot. Very cool, very cool. I can't recognize these boards, like, on these side profiles. Juan Wonton, right on, right on. Ooh, is that Zoo? I met Zoo. I drove by and I gave him that old FAT case that I was desoldering Alps from, or I guess that would be XT. It was AT or XT case. Is this? Oh, is this the Wampus? Oh, that's super cool. Very cool. Yeah, like, look, I'm just throwing it out there again, man. Like, I gotta say, like, disposable cameras are good. Like, look, there's a reality here where I've spent several $1,000s on all kinds of photo equipment, specifically film photo equipment. I spent a lot, and I love it. Like, I absolutely love it. And I think that what you can get out of those lenses are like top tier. But a cheap disposable you get for $10 from Walmart, I'm just throwing it out there. I don't find it bad at all. Like, you know, it's very, very good. Rumpus. Very cool. Just sucks they're going up in price. Yeah, as they always do. Juan Wonton, Yerba Buena. Very cool. We get a lot of definition zoomed up this close. That's a cool shot. Lalaabop, everybody. Great shot. Great shot. It's like you ain't even gotta worry, man. You're not worried about your shots. They're looking like this. You don't gotta worry about that. Hey, I know that bridge. My least favorite of the bridges going into San Francisco. like it doesn't even get you anywhere particularly practical. Sucks that it was hella. I think Gloomy Days produce, I think, more interesting pictures in my opinion. I like it. Gives the pic a cool vibe. Yeah. See, Voodoo Bear gets it. Hey, I like this. I love this that you like. We're trying to get flash, then you ended up getting a little flash on this little foreground area. Love it. It's starting to lag. Like I'm turning this wheel and it's like there's like a delay on the beta live view pane. I guess I've been running this for too long. I don't know. All right, a little dark one. This one's pretty dark. Now let's see if I turn back to this first one. I wonder how it'll look. Interesting. So this was starting to get dark to a point that the previous preset is beginning to look good. And so let's go back because we can probably even like try to address that here. Yeah, I mean, the previous preset is more appropriate for the darkness in these photos. Maybe. Depends on what you think. Up to you. We could also just recalculate like through like you know, on a picture by picture basis for some of these. The meetup in this was shot on the same day. San Francisco. That's San Francisco. It's getting late. All right. This one's like fully dark at this point. Yep, we'll keep it at that preset. Next one up. Fisherman's Wharf at night. Real good. Real good. When it gets real dark at night, these shots get really good the closer you get to like things that are more lit. So it's like if you were like close, if you could get close, that would have been like a really good shot. I see it. Ghirardelli Square at night. Hey. Ah. So that's what Zoo looks like with no mask. Great shot. Great shot. Ghirardelli cut off a little bit, but it's all good. You got you guys, the most important part. Love it. Love it. Ooh. Close this guy up again. Oops. Good shot where you get the whole Ghirardelli in view. Right on. Liking it. What is this? Was it raining a little bit? Is that what this is? Got little rain droplets on the lens, I guess. Right on. Sprinkling. Is that Zoo? That is Zoo, right? Yep. So here we are. We're back to daytime. So we could probably rerun this guy again. It looks better. Hey, look at that. Is that you, lalaabop? Alright. Back to the outdoor one. Daytime. I think Smiling took this one. Oh, this lagging. My camera or Lightroom is tired of me using this live beta. Okay, buddy. Okay. Ooh, indoor. Let's try switching up this one. Ah. That's a little better. A little better. I think this, we can actually probably extract more information. So some of these really dark ones, we can try to go back and see if we can extract any more info out of the pixel peepins here. So, hey, want to become famous? You guys want to become famous? Oh, I love it. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Click on it. Click on it. All right. Ooh, these get hard. It's a little more challenging. More challenging. Where does it start? Where does it end? I'm thinking right here. I don't know why it was so tiny. Yeah, these are a little rough. A little rough. But we'll see what we can do with these. Hard without a, you know, a good measure of light. Ooh, it's lagging. I didn't want to turn flash in the diner. Oh, I totally get it. Totally get it. I went with Ada. You want to say like Saturday afternoon or something? Place is pretty good. I liked it. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like, it's pretty cool though. Like when you did have enough light coming in, it's pretty cool. All right, we're almost through. Almost through. I think this one needs to be outdoor. Oh no. Oh, that one benefits from the darkly exposed ones. Darkly underexposed. All right, right on. Cool pick. Cool pick. All right, I think we got one left. It's the one, the crew. Hey, Zaniard. Welcome back. It's going through some photo film shots from lalaabop's trip, lalaabop's film camera. Hey. Hey. Very cool. Very cool. So that's the roll, guys. Let's see. There's a couple of these pretty dark ones, and I kind of want to just give it a shot of trying to see if we can get the algorithm to collect any more information from some of these. Just want to give it a shot. What I might do is I'm gonna bring this like really far in so that like the algorithm might look at this and say like, okay, we got some light in here, but a good majority of it is in here. So let's try this out. Negative Lab Pro. Let's try this. I don't hate that. I think this is better than it was before. I actually do think that. Let's see if we could pull up the darks. What's cool is that, like, see, so you can see a lot of the grain come out, which is really cool, but like you don't want it to be like crazy exaggerated. But that grain came out because I did push by keeping it in the developer a lot longer yesterday than what people do from a standard point. Quackers, I'm gonna have to head to bed. It was cool seeing all these photos being developed. Good night, everyone. Hey, thanks for coming by. Appreciate having you. Hope you have a good night. All right, so check this out. We're gonna go uncrop this, and let's check it out. Let's look at where we were from before. This is where we started when it first came in with the shot preset. This is where we were just before, like, 2 minutes ago. And right here is where we've landed. A little bit more accurate on the skin tones. We did try bringing up the brightness just a little bit, and you can see that, like, well, there still wasn't really enough data, but we could just, bring out some of the grain a little bit better. And we can probably do this, with each of these guys as well. So, what the hell's going on? All three of those. What else might be dark? I'm wondering if maybe we could throw it in on that Fisherman's Wharf one. Some of these other dark ones as well. We'll just try it out. Oops, I blew it. All right, let's just try it out with the ones at the diner. Marginally better than before, I think. Yeah, it's actually quite a bit better. You get a little bit more, so I'm happy about that. Yeah, hell yeah. Can you try out the street one? I'm guessing it was this guy right here. So instead of syncing it, this one we might try to do it on its own. I'm a little worried, but let's just try it and see where we get. There's a chance that, like, okay, Negative Lab Pro, the plugin software, might not be able to know what to do with this. If it does, don't panic. We'll still just try it out and see where we get. But we can always, like, just undo and revert. I think I might have forgotten to white balance it before I jumped in. Let's try this one more time. Funny thing is, I could probably choose anywhere on here, but let me reset this. Take this area right here. Try this one more time. So it's important to white balance off of frame edge because, I don't know, that's what Negative Lab Pro says you should try doing. Because I think it, like, we'll try to figure out from the film what it is. So this is where we've landed. I mean, in terms of the colors that are there, it is cool. Whoa, whoops, did not mean to reset again. It is cool. I think it's a tough one. It's a tough one because it was pretty dark, and the camera is the camera. Like, it's fixed at its ISO, its shutter speed, and its aperture. So it's doing the same thing that it can do with all the other ones. What we try to do here is, like, from the scanning point, like where we're doing digital scans, we can make some modifications here in what's being read. Try this one as well. Just sync this. I don't think it's going to change much. Yeah, this one just ended up still being pretty dark. Yeah, I think those are street lights. So I think this is the correct orientation of that photo. Rest of these, I mean, we can try pulling in this one into something like this. This one, another sprinkling shot. This one, you could, like, kind of see the outline of, you can see this outline a little bit better. depends on kind of, I guess, the look you're going for. But I think this is probably a little bit better for all these night ones. So we might as well just throw these on. A little bit better. I think this is a little better than before. You can kind of see the hill, the shape of this hill there. This one, another one, I think, yeah, improved for sure. Oops, yeah, that one was already good. And I think the Fisherman's Wharf one here, I think, yeah, this is harder to see the crosswalk from before, but here we are now, looking real good. So yeah, Lala, that was the roll. Hope you liked it. The very first one, we skipped this very first one. This is the very first one that we didn't have inverted, but now it is because we synced all the settings. This is the reflection of the car. It's a nice car, man. So yeah, there you have it. Can you go back to the one of me and smiling? Is that, let's see, this one right here in front of the Anderson soup, exit right. Hope you enjoy. So yeah, I'll send this over to Lala, since he did purchase the camera. I'll export this as a zip, and we'll send this out there. So baddies, we got some real baddies here. I got some trash in my pocket. Yeah, very cool, very cool. Where's my water bottle? There it is. All right, it is 12:41. I thought I was gonna be done like an hour or two ago, but I still have 2 more rolls. Two more rolls to go, guys. Maybe we can power through. We can power through all of these. Alrighty. We're not gonna cut this up, but we're gonna power through this. We're gonna probably minimally, I don't know yet, but we're probably gonna do minimal color correction. Like we're not gonna do it. Hopefully, not gonna do it more than once. So. Tossing this over here. We'll cut this up later, tomorrow or something. Gonna go and grab here rolls in order. I think that we had this short one up next. And these, not from a disposable, means that the rolls aren't reversed. So we're gonna dial it in here. But these are also gonna come in upside down as well. All right. Hope you enjoyed all that, Lala and crew. We're gonna look to the next couple of rolls. We're gonna do half of this roll is just, from everyday life, but the roll and a half after that, like the rest of that half roll, as well as the last one, is gonna be all keyboard stuff. So for those of you here, because you like lalaabop and you guys had the whole, the keyboard crew and everything, be sure to stick around if you want to see photos of my keyboard collection. We were shooting these last night. We'll just kind of see how they turned out. I needed some quick and dirty photos. I thought, let's do it. Let's put it on film so we could burn this film and get enough for a tank to develop. Anyways, tether capture. We start up a new one, and I think we are now at 349. This is my 349th roll of film I've shot since 2017. I got another film camera. Pick slapped. Cool. Alrighty. We're good there. We're gonna go with a solid none. None. Alright, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna quickly, we're gonna turn this tether off. I'm gonna turn this off because I don't know if it's like lagging like crazy, and I want to see if it's because the camera has been running for a while or if it's because of Lightroom in my machine. My machine, I personally think my machine is pretty powerful. If you care to see the specs on my machine here, feel free to hit that exclamation PC command. I like to think it's powerful, but you know, if I'm choking up on Lightroom, which no computer should choke up on Lightroom, we got a problem, right? Let's see here. Not recognizing. Feel like yeah, got some kind of issue here. All right, I'm gonna restart Lightroom. Lightroom's acting a little funny. 300 plus rolls of film is a lot of money. You got that right. Oh, there we go. Let's try again. Alright, so you got the thing that's saying, hey, we're trying to detect your camera. I don't think we can detect your camera. Should be good. Alrighty. We are good to go. Let's see if this live works the way we want it to. Alright, it's up. Good. Shot. Let's go. Let's get it. Bob's Donuts. Hey! I remember this. What's your preferred roll? I've mostly shot with Portra 400. Bro, I gotta tell you, man. On 35mm, I could not beat Fuji Pro 400H, and I'm so sad they discontinued it. I still have about 26 rolls in the fridge right now of 35mm Pro 400. I also ordered, the day that they announced it, I ordered 40 more rolls. And it was still available for me to order on B&H, but for the last like 4 months, they've just kept sending me emails periodically saying, hey, it's still back ordered. Hey, it's still back ordered. So I think it's like I'm on a queue of people who are still set to receive Pro 400H. But after that, that's it. So 26 for now, 26 guaranteed, and 40 more possibly if they don't tell me that they're just going to cancel it in a year. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right, opening up the live view. Is this quick? Quick. Okay. So I both turned off my, my camera, and I rebooted Lightroom. Things quick again. So I think it's just something here just lags when something's on over time. Oh, hey, I know this guy. All right, so now that we have some skin, a very, very modest amount of skin, let's go and try this. Got some good daylight too. The same day, the very same. Yeah, I brought this one out in that bag that I was also carrying the Alps party with. So we'll see. Let's see the differences. This is a... Ooh, this is very bright. And very cool. What was this? I think this was also gold. This might have been like gold 200 as well. Or it might have been gold 400. Not entirely sure. I guess we'll go with auto neutral. This is very, very bright. I'm wondering if we should pull it down. And very cool. It's very cool. I don't know about that. go with that. You guys like that? It's kind of custom, but I think it's like a little bit better than maybe what it was before. We'll see how this goes. I am not going to save it as a preset just yet because I want to see how it'll perform against some of these others, the other shots on here. It's like this one doesn't look like that one in terms of like the raw negative density. So like we're going to sync this and it's probably going to be like super fucked. So this is inside. This is like I was standing in the same position and I just turned 180 and we're now inside Bob's. So you can see now everything's like super dark, like mad dark. So that's not gonna work, but we probably try to do the same thing and we can now have a measure of like, hey, this is what the shot and the film itself is supposed to look like when you're shooting things of different conditions. So let's try it out. Can you send that one to Lala too, please? Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, not that. Oh, okay. Easy. Better. I think it's better at least. Alrighty. I think was as soon as we go back outside, I mean, it's like there's two different types of photos on this roll. Ones that are outdoor on this gloomy day. By the way, guys, I didn't mention this. I haven't mentioned this to really anybody, but I told you guys what happened that day. It was like, you know, we went to Bob's, you know, you guys took off like in part because I said like, oh yeah, like we're gonna go grab some acai bowls. So we grab acai bowls, right? And a little story came out of that. Got the bowls, super excited. I've never actually had acai bowls before that day. And we're walking back. I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't need to do this. Hold up. Give me a second. I'm gonna sync this and just see what it looks like. Yeah, I'm deeming this. I feel like this is good enough, but I'm not sure about her hand there. I said earlier I'm not gonna do very much of this, you know, sort of editing, but here we are. It just has me too curious. So anyways, we're walking back, right? And we're just like excited to have our acai bowls, and I actually had, this is like, if it's not my first time, it's my first time in years and years and years and years, but like I had my first sort of brush with you know, essentially like very aggressive racism towards me while I was on the street. I was heated. I was heated, man. It was very bizarre. The whole thing was just really, really bizarre. What happened was me and Ada, like I'm carrying the, you know, these acai bowls in a bag, holding Ada's hand, just walking down the hill that's like right outside of my apartment. Like I'm just like less than a block and a half away, less than a block away. And I passed by, I don't know if I'm gonna dox myself, but anyways, this woman, she's like an older woman. I want to venture to say she could have been anywhere from like late 40s to 60s. I don't know. I can't gauge age very well, which is why I don't talk to very many people. But anyways, we're walking down. She's walking kind of like, you know, opposite directions, and she's like looking at me, and she pulls down her mask, and she starts saying something really nasty. But as she's pulling down her mask, she kind of like looks Asian. So I'm a little bit confused because I'm just like okay, like what can I say, like, other than like I can kind of maybe make that assumption that maybe she was Asian, but for what she said was confusing in so many ways, because like I think that like it's sort of easy to tell that Ada's Asian even with a mask on. But for me, like I've gotten different things, right? Like people can usually tell I'm Filipino. Sometimes people think that like I'm another kind of Asian, like even if it's just like East Asian, of some kind. Some people can kind of guess that maybe I'm a Southeast Asian, but like people usually guess that I'm Filipino. But I've also gotten like Latino, like I have, which is fine. But this woman, she pulls down her mask while looking at me in the eye, and she's like an older woman, and she goes and says like, what you people have done to me is unacceptable. And I'm like, okay, like I don't know what she's possibly talking about. I think that what happens is when I'm around, okay, I don't know. When I'm around other Asian people, I think people can guess that I'm Asian. And this was confusing because this older woman looked Asian. So I don't know, like, I don't know exactly what she's saying. Like, I was just like, what is happening right now? So I turn to Ada, I say, wait, what the fuck? And she's like still kind of right there and like I guess can hear. And we're both just walking by. I'm like, what the hell's going on? And she's still walking and she's still like muttering stuff under her breath. And I can tell that like it's aggressive to the point of like it's racist, right? Like I can gather that. And so I just turn around and say, I just told her, hey, shut the fuck up, right? Like I'm just like, shut up, like you're, oh yeah, like I mean, everyone here can probably understand. I'm just say shut up. And she's still going, and all of a sudden she says, shut up to me, and calls me the N-word. And that has me confused because I have never gotten black. Like I've never gotten no one has ever confused me for being black. So I don't know if she's just herself gone onto this little tantrum to the point where, like some people get into these tantrums where they're just saying crazy shit. But obviously from the start, this woman has to have something going on, which is not acceptable even then. So like I start to get heated because look at it from my perspective. First of all, I'm not black, but even if I was, that's not okay. And like I'm getting like so heated where I'm just like I'm like turning back and I'm just yelling stuff, and Ada's like pulling me back. Ada's like don't get into this because she's an older lady, I guess. And I get it, but I'm just like, I'm heated because I'm just like, okay, first of all, if there's any chance that she gets physical with me, then like, yeah, like I'm going to physically defend myself. I don't know what the deal was, but what I think is from a personal standpoint, like not talking about like, things that are going on right now, it is important to defend yourself. Like it is. With all of that said, it's important to understand that like, there's the whole, everything that's going on with AAPI. And I'm looking at this like, hey, like this is not okay. And I'm now like actually experiencing it as a guy who typically doesn't go out that often. Like I go out with Ada, we go get groceries, we go grab food, and that's exactly what we did. But I'm not leisurely going out, because of the pandemic. Like I've been trying my best to play this whole thing safe. But here we are. I'm doing, I think getting food is kind of like leisurely, but is also kind of a necessity. And I'm looking at this like, I still experience this as limited as I spend my time going out, right? And so I'm just like, look, I know what's going on. Like, we know what's in the news, but I can also recognize that there's a lot of people out there who, you know, opposite of the recognition we have of things that fucked up things that are going on right now, right? I'm just like, no, this is not right. And I'm just like, shit, like, I don't know what I want to continue saying, but what I can say is this. I find that it's important to defend yourself, but I also think it's important to really fight for what's right. And for me, like, I'm looking at the situation, like, I was just so heated. I was so heated. Ada was pulling me back, and like, I gotta say, like, guys, I appreciate y'all, and I appreciate, you know, getting to meet you guys. But like, I had like a pretty sour experience that kind of ruined the rest of my day and kind of like my next 2 days, to be perfectly honest. And it wasn't to any fault of you guys, but it's just a little story that I just felt like I wanted to share, of just something that had happened here. So yeah, and that's all. All right, auto warm looks a little better on Ada's skin, so we're gonna go with that direction. I'm gonna bring down the lights here. You can see that there's kind of like this, I feel like a residual-ish green. So I'm gonna pull this up just a tiny bit. Hey, want to become famous? Oh yes, yes, yes. Make me famous, yes. All right, damn, sorry I had to go through with that. Thanks for sharing. We should be spreading awareness about this. Look, my story is not the craziest thing that's ever happened. But yeah, like, I gotta say that, like, no, man, like, it's a thing that I experienced and a thing that made me pretty sour. And it's just a story I want to be able to share. But yeah, I appreciate you guys, like, being here and listening to it. You know, I was heated. This was like, what, like a couple weeks ago now. Bring this in just a little bit. All right. Okay. Wasting a lot of time here. I really didn't mean to go to 1 a.m. yet. I still have more than a roll and a half left. All right. You know what? I want to attempt to use this on 20V's photo just to see how this looks. Do I like this better or worse? This one's definitely warmer. This one that we calculated earlier is like definitely got a cool vibe. I'm glad it didn't end in a physical altercation. Can always save it for next stream if you're tired. No. I always like doing the rolls that I develop on the next day. Because I just don't want it hanging off my bathroom, and I don't want to cut up the film before I scan it, because it's just too easy to scan it like this. So we're gonna finish it tonight, but I'm gonna try my best to power through. I'm gonna choose this warmer one, but 20V, if you hate it and you like the cooler one, let me know. With that said, I am going to save this warmer one as a preset so I could use it for the next or the rest of these. What was this? Kodak. It's just, I'm gonna call it GC400. I don't know if that's really what it was. Bitch. Sorry, AFK was getting a snack. You choose, it's your photo. All right, I'll figure something out for a little after. But here's Bob's after we put in the inversion there. All right, continuing along. Oh, it was GC400. It says right there on the frame. And that's why I like taking shots of the frame. Oh, this was prior to this whole incident. We were at the acai bowl place. Oh, I think Ada pulled it from my hand for this one and then took a shot of... Oh no, this was me. I took a shot of her, you know, rained on hood. Such a cool shot. Yeah, I like it. Turned out a little better than I thought. I think we might redo the colors just to bump up the brightness a little, possibly. There's like a little thing right here, but well, we'll do that later. I won't spend as much time as I already have. I mean, all these colors, they already look pretty solid. GC400 is really interesting when you can get colors like this, when you can get shots like this, and it's like, this is just like a consumer film. It's really cool. By the way, I saw that link earlier, Stream Beats, and like I'd never seen Stream Beats from before. So I knew about Harris Heller and I knew about his whole thing, but I didn't know that he had playlists of other genres that he, you know, he produces music with or for. So I'm just like, holy shit, he has like, I didn't know he had like hip hop, like inspired productions. It's like, hell yeah, I'll throw on some generic hip hop by Harris Heller. I think I came out with a more waterproof jacket when we were did this little acai bowl run. What is this? Oh, is this the bag? Oops. I don't know why I really like this picture. There's not a whole lot going on. It's a brown paper bag in a hand, but for some reason I really like this. Powering through. Powering through. Damn, I got stubby over quarantine. I swear I didn't quite look like this a year ago. Hey, we're getting to the keyboard shots. All right, guys. What's in the bag? All right, keyboard shots time. Ooh, okay, a little darker. We're gonna have to redo these presets. Let's try to get it right. So this is a I'll talk through them and I'll try to talk through them quickly. This is the oldest keyboard, or the earliest keyboard I purchased with my own money. I guess all of it was with my own money, but like that I still possess. This is my Filco, my pre-built beige case. It's not fully in focus, but it's all good. Oh, this, I hate this. This, the early ePBT, the 1.25 shifts, like there was like more space on the left side of the control. Or, yeah, 1.25 control, I mean. All right, we'll save this. No, before I save it, let's make some modifications real quick. Okay, I actually quite like this. Just pulling this up to about 31. I kind of want to bring. I kind of want to bring the brightness up just a tad. Okay, we'll save this. All right, 0349. What was this? Kodak. I'll just call it GC400. F10, 160, 102 keyboard. Alrighty, so the rest of these shots will be using this guy. I will set it to as shot. Alright, let's get it. Power through. That's my Philco. This is my Honeywell Hall Effect keypad TNC modded to work over USB-C. Or sorry, USB. I guess that would be USB-A. A vintage aerospace numpad. New old stock. OMG! Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Saturn 60 little bro. This is another Philco. But it was case swapped with a Tex aluminum case, and that is EPBT light gray blanks. Ooh, I can start to feel the lag come in. Classic HHKB. I was running this for such a long time. Years. Like even while I was at the hobby, I was running this. This has the KBD fans. I got this real late, like in the summer of last year. The KBD fans blank white, so that I don't have the two-tone mods. Taupe Gang, what is this here? This is my hammer 60% tray case with the custom plate that I have to reprint for the. I have to reprint this for like the third time now, or like get a new plate cover this for the third time because they keep fucking up on these Alps stabilizers. But what's really cool is I actually got a couple of these extra keys off of like a non-AEK2 that actually will go and fit and look pretty good. A 175 shift. I have a clear key here. I usually run backspace here, but this is the closest I'll get to a layout, key set layout that looks like it makes sense. Chris, would you ever sell any of your Alps? If so, funny thing, I actually am absolutely willing to sell something that you will probably not buy. You'll see it soon, in fact, because I did shoot a picture of it. All right. Rare specimen coming up. Super mega rare specimen, not unlike that Honeywell Hall Effect keypad. This is a Model F60 OG Kish Saber. OG, this is not one of the Ellipse models. This is an OG Kish Saber from the banking industry. Heavy boy, very heavy boy. Also, X-What's-It controller works over USB. I went and found a cable that looked like it would match, so I could use this USB cable here. And I use that same one here for the that other Philco that's in the silver case. This guy right here, a 2-pack of cables. Did the same thing. All right, what's next? Sheesh. What is this guy? I can't tell. Some of these keyboards I can't tell when they're like negatives. Oh, this is my KMac. KMac LE. My scuffed PCB KMac LE. Got some BSP green on it, but you can't really tell it's green because exposure. The way it was exposed. Luckily, I think we have more than one shot of this, so we'll be able to check that one out on the next roll. Take the KMac. Ooh, here we go. Another heavy boy. Model M SSK. TKL Model M. Got a little dirt there. Huh. I never even noticed. Powering through, guys. Powering through. Alright, here's another one. Damn, these some heaters. First time personally that I'd ever seen stacked acrylic. I thought this was some crazy shit right here. This is a Litster acrylic Philco case. This is encasing a Phantom. So this is an actual 7U Philco replacement PCB in a Philco replacement case. Stacked acrylic. But what's really cool is that two things. One, I don't think I've seen an older stacked acrylic case than this. This must have been from 2011. Number two is that the raised feet is a whole bar spanning the back that still goes through the same stacked acrylic. So like right here, there's more stacks than there is here. SSK bolt modded. It is there was a fellow who bolt modded and teensy modded that SSK. So there is a mini USB in the back. And it's just like, I think it's just epoxied on. So I don't know. I think that this is, personally, I think this is a piece of history, but I think people, I guess, don't really like stack acrylic because they know it's cheap. I think it's rare. It has value in my mind. All right. This is a small fry JD40. I posted this on Instagram from before. Value is relative. This is a JD40, one of the first 40% layouts that I have. Again, I don't think there was an earlier 40% layout PCB that came out before this one. And this one was part of a group buy that ended up being dedicated to a young community member who passed away. I want to say around 2013 or 2014. He was a guy who, he was a young kid. He must have been like 14 or 15 years old, who was doing some crazy shit within the keyboard community, as well as, you know, like within his own life. There was something about how like he was doing, like for his high school, he was doing some crazy, like, I think like a basketball gym's like scoreboard. Like he was like working on building that out to be like super crazy. And then he like passed away in like a tragic, like, I think it was like an agricultural machine accident or something. And so they dedicated this board to him. And this is, I think Zoo was in here when we were talking, or someone was in here when we were talking like object design, where it's like the intent of the board was to ship it out with the JD40 PCB, but then to do this sort of, it's like a through hole board, but this whole thing is one singular strip or band of sorbothane. And the through hole screws just go, they just plug right through that sorbothane. So it's a pretty crazy idea for a board. And I was showing this to Kimchi Jody Boy, and he said like, oh man, that's like so crazy. And he was like, had that idea. I showed this off like in a little call from before. But what's funny is that like this Robin's Egg Blue Cerakote, I feel like is right in between the two like Joy-Con mod colors of PBT Islander. So it's just like, I feel like it's just such a perfect set to have against this color. So good. Anyways, spent really long on that one, but I think it was worth it. I didn't actually even build it either. I think it's just like stock GAT Reds. I had that built before it was shipped to me. All right. Oh, here's one. Lala, this is Matthias Mini Tactile Pro. This has Matthias clicky switches. Keep the stories going, man. Super cool. So this has Matthias clicky switches. So Lala, what I'm willing to sell to you are Matthias switches, which are not really real Alps switches. They're Alps clones. Take it. Give me that, boy. Hey. All right. I'll figure out how to price it appropriately. I'm not going to sell this to you for retail. I'll cut it down. The thing is, even if I cut it down, it might still be too much for what people are willing to pay for. But this is a clicky boy. I think like the idea, the look and everything is fantastic, but as always, it's not an HHKB, so I don't use it. The board, yeah, no, the whole board, yeah. This was like a pre-built in stock like Matthias board. So if you're interested, here's one that's available. But I'll continue along here. What is it called again? A Matthias Mini Tactile Pro, I believe. It's called tactile, but it's clicky. The switches are just crazy clicky. It's really loud. All right, this is the last one on this roll, guys. This one is my unbuilt Duck Eagle V1. I used to drive this right before I returned to the hobby this time last year. I just harvested the switches out. This is what I had Nixies in. And I'm going to rebuild this again eventually. It is an HHKB if you just block the corners. You're selling that SSK? I'm going to keep it for a bit. I actually like the vintage boards in my collection, even if they're not HHKBs. I don't really use them that frequently, but they are just like cool to have. All right, end of this roll. Let's go get it. All right, it's 120. I think we could finish by 2. All right, last roll, guys. Last big old roll. A 36 boy here. So extra long, but we're going to try to finish. All good. I thought I was shooting my shot. Guess I'll have to find some Alps to put in that Mini Pro. Hey, like I say, man, I always say this, but pre-builts underrated, man. Pre-builts are crazy underrated. So it's like you mod any pre-built to just have some nice switches in it. It's like it's a fun project and it's a good board. I think expensive boards also good, but pre-builts also good. All right, just slides right through. Smooth. All right, we got some Portra 800 right here. Portra 800, so everything's gonna look quite different as we go and get the scans kick-started. So we're gonna boot up this tether. Hey, we hit 350. 350 personal rolls shot. Alrighty. We're gonna throw in a none. And we're gonna go live right here. Alrighty. I don't know what this board is. I really don't. What the hell is this? Oh, this is my Digilog. My Digilog Real Force. So this is a Real Force inside of a Korean Digilog case. It's a hefty boy, but what I find so crazy sick about this case is that it's a case where they... Whoops. Shit. They added a USB hub. Like, instead of like the heavy grail from Norbauer, where it like removes the USB hub from a Pro 2 if you decided to get that, this actually took the existing Real Force and then introduced a USB hub inside the case. I don't know. To me, that's just so sick. All right. Did I already do that? Yeah, I did. Okay. We're gonna try to redo some colors here. Oh shit, this came out crazy green. That is not what that looks like. Yeah, I would say that this is closer to auto warm. Closer, but I might need to find another keyboard to calibrate off of because this just ain't right. Yeah, we're gonna try another. Let's proceed like everything's okay. Those USB ports get enough power though. I know that on the HHKB, the things that you can use with it are pitiful. I don't know. I just remember that I thought it was like so cool. Does it get enough power? I got no clue. I guess I'll find out. Ooh, this is my what is this? Input Club Infinity 60 keyboard. Is by I think it was produced by the same guy who helped me or discovered the Honeywell Hall Effect numpads and learned how to teensy mod it. This is the first time I had ever seen like Alps and MX through holes like in the same thing. But what's cool about this also is that it's a bent case plate, so you flip it over and the whole PCB is exposed. I just think it's cool. I think it's probably not as novel now as I believed it to be in the past, but I always liked it. Will say it is quite nice for attaching a 23U. Oh, all right. These guys are coming in green, this metal, for some reason. So we gotta solve that. What's up with this green? I ain't a fan. I think we're just gonna have to find another guy to calibrate off of. Kodak. My. That other roll of GC400 just worked out way better, didn't it? But that's probably because I had like human skin to feed off of, which I realized as I say that out loud is so terrible. Why did I even say that? Human skin to calibrate colors off of. This still isn't going to be very good. I got any more colorful keyboards out there? I'm not a fan of that green that keeps showing up. Oh, lalaabop. I think this is the guy here. Another 60%. Do you like 60%? This is a guy I'm willing to sell, and I'm willing to like really vouch for it. Again, my only issue with this board, it's not an HHKB layout. Can't do it with the full backspace. Can't do it with that full right shift. But I will vouch for this board. This also contains Matthias switches, but with a caveat. People shit on Matthias switches all the time. But I will go and vouch for this. These are their tactile, non-clicky switches. And they are not good stock, but I have modded each of these switches to remove like an actual internal dampener in each one of the switches, so that you have like more travel and just more sound. Look, Matthias gets this bad rap because they wobble like crazy. People out there for some reason do not like wobble. I think wobble is completely fine in my personal opinion. The Matthias guy himself actually says like, yeah, I don't know why people hate wobble. Wobble is really good. Like wobble is really good for off-center presses. Look, I think it's totally fine. I think these switches are great. As soon as you perform that mod. That's the caveat. The caveat is you have to perform that mod. I performed the mod. It's there. It's ready for the taking. And if you're interested, absolutely want to sell this to anyone who's interested in buying this. When I come up this week, I'm down to meet up to give it a shot. Okay. Yeah. Removing the rubber dampeners from Matthias is just like, oh, next level. Like that changes a bad switch to a really, really good one, in my opinion. Color's looking better here, but that's because there's like no metal to turn green to. So I'm liking this so far, but I think we're just gonna have to still continue before we find a non-silver, non-black keyboard. Hey, here we go. This right here, we got the Nova Touch. I'm just gonna go and save this preset because I've saved no presets so far. 0350, what is this? Portra 800, F10, 160, 100 keyboard. Loving it so much. Topra and Alps. Yeah, man, this is the collection, man. The collection. All right, not looking bad with the colors here. I think I like the preset I've saved. Ooh, here we go. You're gonna love this one too. All right, a little green in there. A little green. We can figure out a way to adjust this. Ooh, what is this? What is this fella? Ah, this is my XMIT MX Mount Hall Effect keyboard. They sold these on drop. I think everyone who ever bought into this was intrigued because no one had ever tried Hall Effect. Me, again, same thing. Seems like a cool idea. I think a lot of people ended up hating this keyboard. But only reason I can't use it, it's not an HHKB. Only reason. If it was an HHKB, oof. Would be so good. So good. Alright. Still fucking around with these greens. Oh, I just need to brighten it. Is brightening it solve all the problems? We need more HHKB in our lives. Hey, I'm telling you, for me, layout, single most important factor in any keyboard. Layout 100%. Like, how do I put this? I would use the rattliest stabilizer HHKB over using something that sounds perfect but is not an HHKB. I'm just throwing that out there. Let's try this again. 350, Portra 800, F10, 160, 102 keyboard. Good night, Chris. Are you headed off or you just hate what I've said? I'm gonna go do some dumb shit and knock out. Right on. Okay. Right on. Hey, thanks for coming by and thanks for watching. Glad you took those shots. And I'm hoping you had fun. Glad you were here. Okay. Moving along. Thank you so much for the stream. Yeah, for sure. It was a blast. Yep. Ooh, what is this guy? A first keyboard I bought since returning to the hobby. This exposed crazy dark. So this is another one I'm gonna reset. Like I think this one may be the best one to calibrate off of. Just because we actually have some color definition, we can figure out what to do. Let's try it out. I've already shot photos of this guy. I've already posted them to Instagram. But I was just trying to get pretty standard shots of my collection as we were going through last night. Ooh, yeah, I don't like this. All right, bring up the lightness a bit. Let's change it to literally anything else that does not look like this. Wow, is it just me or was it better before? Like legitimately way better before? You know what I feel like might be a good idea here is if I go back ski data. Okay, here's what I'll do. I'm gonna go back to Negative Lab Pro here, and what I think I want to do is bring up the darks even more so here, and bring up the light. The light was okay. Bring up the darks a lot. Bring up the blacks, and just make everything brighter. I think that's the key. Just make everything, literally everything brighter, and resave this preset. So I have to do another one. Portrait. Harris Heller threw in that Kill Bill siren, the South Side siren. Love it. 3 keyboard. Okay. this here. We'll reset this guy. I literally just brightened this guy up. All right. I think this is where we're gonna want to go for now. Oops. Alrighty. Getting to unbuilt boards. I got this walnut case from KBD fans that I'm eventually gonna put in, Alps for. I'm trying to figure out what to do about the corner blockers because it does just set in while still having this, wrist rest portion. So I'm figuring it out what kind of plate I want to use. I was thinking of possibly going with something brown, but we'll see. That is a plain 60 Alps PCB. Alrighty. My KBD fans D60. Original cherry white on black, and then a specific GMK icon mod kit that was run about like 4 or 5 years ago. So what's cool is that we have the little pentagon backspace, as well as this cherry keycap. We got the purse caps lock as well. It's pretty cool. I can't front. I don't like that key sets typically run with a super key in base. I like Windows keys. I like any icon, but I really like Windows keys. I don't even use Windows regularly. I'm using Windows right now for, Lightroom and such, but I like Windows keys. They're nice. All right, this is my clear acrylic Switch Couture ET60, still with, the sheets not peeled off. So it kind of looks like a cardboard keyboard. All right, Duck Viper V3, shot this recently too. Posted that on Instagram as well. Cool shot, very clean. I love like the beige, the two-tone beige on silver. I think it just looks really good whenever you throw beige on silver. Like I was really invested in putting beige on it's like a beige keyboard, but I have now, the Filco. I have a couple like shipping of just beige keyboards out there, but I think I'm just liking silver more. Here's my IKEA themed Polaris classic blue on e-yellow. My lalaabop resin case is what I eventually moved the Alps Party guts into. I think it looks so nice personally, but it doesn't sound as good as that cheap plastic case. But I think looks wise it looks incredible. Like tray mount, I feel like people look down on tray mount, but look, the tray mount, you get really nice stuff for like not, that is pretty cheap. All right, my Brutal 60, the mega scuffed one, where it's like there's busted up corners, mismatched screws, and a dent that makes you unable to be to remove a screw. Super scuffed, crazy scuffed. The guy ended up refunding me entirely, and he just told me to keep it. You can still build in it. It's just like mad messed up. This comes out a little orange. It's supposed to be burgundy. They call it burgundy, but it's more just red. This looks a little orange. So you can tell my colors are a little funky. Hey, here's my cursed KMac. I ended up switching out the blockers to KBD fans 1.5 blockers. I don't know if anyone was here for it, but the day after, I came to realize the seller didn't include 1.5 blockers. He didn't even know. Like, he thought the long blockers were the 1.5s, but it turns out KMac included 1.25s in their blocker set. And someone along the transaction chain just decided to keep them. So I couldn't really fault like my seller. Like I think he was pretty genuine and authentic in saying that like, oh shit, he just didn't know. I just told him like, hey, please just help me like look out for them whenever you can. Like even if it's down the line, if you can look for anything that would be, even a replacement for it. I have these titanium KBE fans ones that doesn't even match the silver. But so hey, if you could come across ducks or any K-Max, just let me know. Meanwhile, we have the high rose switches that I was too scared to put full key sets on, so we just use the high rose, the Yamaha sequencer keycaps directly on it. You can see the sub legends are where the alphas go, but I moved F and J to the Windows keys so I could put the bar keycaps. I filled out the rest from EPBT dark gray, which was a good match on the few gray guys here. And this is supposed to be teal, but coming in pretty cyan, or even light blue. So more color adjustments to be made. So that's the most recent build, and that's what I'm driving right now, right this second. What we got next? This right here, an ink plastic case. Eventually gonna also become a another Alps board, so I threw in the green Alps PCB in there. Still trying to figure out, this is actually two plates stacked on top of each other. One is clear and one is black. The clear is PET G, the black is Palm. Still deciding, but I threw them, I stacked them on top of each other just for the picture, so it looks a little shinier. Serious keyboard. Oh, it's coming in super white. Super white. Unbuilt. No PCB. The intent is the case. So you throw in any PCB in there. All Palm keyboard. Full white. I'm going to eventually get an Alps plate cut for it so I can throw an Alps PCB in there. Oh my god, we really been going 4.5 hours again? You for real? Jeez. Okay. This is that blue plastic case that I previously had the Alps party in. I again just threw another more of this where I threw in like an Alps PCB and a plate in there. Again, just wanted to get my collection in. Here is my reborn BMEC. One of my upcoming builds soon. HHKB. Reborn took those files and then kind of had this, produced himself. Would be perfect if not for this macro column. But we're gonna build it. It's an HHKB that does exist, so it had me too interested, especially the idea that it wasn't even an original group buy, but it's reborns and not BMs. All right, my latest added to the collection, a PH60 polycarbonate HHKB, run on a Geek Hack group buy. Bought this off of a seller on RMM, so this will be a good one too. Excited for it. This is my first like full PC like machined board, so that's exciting. I have a couple of Karas coming in, but those obviously injection molded, so we'll see. All right, I think that's the last of the boards in my collection, and after that comes actually there were a couple more, weren't there? What is this guy? I think I started to go back around. I took another shot of the Philco with the 35mm lens that I was using kind of everywhere after the first couple. Another 35 of that Honeywell Hall Effect keypad from the aerospace industry. This time again with a different lens. What we got here? Another of that Philco that in the text case, 35 millimeter. All right, K-Mac a little bit more close up. Still can't really read the green on here. Kind of can, but that green, we'll need to pop that out a little bit more in post. We'll do that offline. But damn, I gotta say, this does look real nice with this particular lens. Me trying to get this the right shot here. All right, what's this guy? This right here, an Elixir Xi stacked acrylic case off of Geek Hack from must have been 2013. Intended to use with some GH60s I also bought in 2013 and still have not arrived to this day. Mashby. You're out there watching this, I know you are. Mashby, the Tennessee proxy. Or Tennessee, I don't know where he is. I don't know if I just doxed him. The Midwest proxy for, you know, my subsector of this group buy. Only guy who hasn't shipped out the GH60s. I doubt they even exist anymore. My guess, they got ruined somehow or destroyed somehow and they just don't exist anymore. Unfortunate. You can buy GH60s now off of like AliExpress. I think Tech Keys, one of the OG vendors, actually stocks them. It's like, if I could just buy it, I'm pretty sure I can just call this group buy a scam now. Anyways, BTC 5100, not the 5100C. So unfortunately, this is not the capacitive version that is supposed to be like Topre, but is, I think, just a regular rubber dome over membrane. I never got in on the good BTC, unfortunately. But here we are. A lot of people take for granted now GV's actually fulfilling. Yup. Yup. All right, the crown jewel of my collection. An Apple aluminum wireless keyboard. It all comes down to this. All right, so that's the last of my keyboard collection, but there's still more of these like duplicate shots. So I started switching back to the lens that I didn't use for the keyboards that I wanted to shoot two of to round out the rest of this roll. So we took that 85 and we threw it onto the Nikon. Ended up shooting more of this SSK. I probably should have thrown on. I have a bunch of buckling spring clacks, so I feel like I should have thrown one on here. But oh well. We can always do that another time. Another time I'm trying to burn through rolls to get a full tank. Pay no mind. Another of the OG Kish Saver Model F60. High bezel, yeah. Yeah. I think this is the Digilog. Another one of this Digilog. Damn, I really been going 5 hours, haven't I? That's crazy. Alright, way too bright. Hey, that looks more appropriate. We'll just do that one for this one. What is this? The Viper? I'm guessing this is the Viper V3, which again, I've already shot plenty, but just wanted to get another one in. This time, fortunately, I do have the C and the V in the right places. This case so dreamy. Hey, they're still out there, aren't they? Like, it can't be like hard to find one. Probably just expensive, right? Like, I feel like I'd seen some SSKs pop up on eBay, albeit at like twice the price I got mine for. Ooh. They are very expensive. Okay. I think I got mine for like 200. TNT modded and bolt modded already for me. Unbuilt Eagle V1. I actually quite like this shot. It's a nice shot. Polaris. IKEA Polaris up next. Yeah, that's an insane value. Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, you know, I was watching Alex Sotos yesterday. I don't think Alex Sotos knows who I am, but I was watching Alex Sotos yesterday. And one thing that he said just resonated is just that, like, look, the reality of success is sometimes just getting in early. Like, he started off streaming earlier, like streaming keyboards earlier than most people. For me, like, I got insane value out of my collection because I started so early. On top of that, you know, just, and it makes sense, like the whole thing of, like, you know, investments, stocks, crypto, all going in because people got in early. Yeah, go for around 300, 400 now. It's crazy. I mean, still worth it though. I mean, that's what they're valued at now. It's like, I guess if it costs, it costs, which sucks, but that's how it is. Back to the cursed KMac Happy. What we got here? Ooh, is this what I think it is? Yes, yes. At the very end of the night last night, we switched the Alps party back into the cheap plastic case, and the sound was never so good. Ooh, I'm telling you, these cheap plastic cases, man, they do wonders. Meanwhile, I did the same thing. Took a shot of the now empty lalaabop with a plate and a PCB just sitting in there. Man, that lalaabop, it looks nice, like that little marbling, like bowling ball effect. It's like, wow, that looks really, really nice on a keyboard. At first I thought it was goofy, but it grew on me. And finally, last on the roll, the BMEC. So there you have it, the collection. All right, guys, I am like 3 hours over time. I did not mean to stream like past 11, but you know, here we are. Alrighty, so I am going to look. Oh, looks like Lala's on. Let's go surprise Lala, yeah? I think that's the way to go. Give him some love after, you know, he provided me with the content. So, guys, everybody who stuck around, I appreciate y'all being here. I'm gonna punch these commands in case anybody out there lurking was interested. Discord if you want to join. Xaniar, thanks for the stream. Hey, thank you for being here. Discord if you're interested in joining for updates and exclusive content, discussions on all the different kinds of stuff I stream. Feel free to join that. By the way, just as we've been doing, I got this this film service, so if anybody has any photo film or knows someone who does, is interested in some very competitive pricing as well as some cool stuff we get to do on stream when it comes to developing and scanning, check out that link for more details and all the prices, and send it to your friends too. So yeah, there's that. And as I mentioned earlier, bits and subs go to the San Francisco Marin Food Bank. But if you want to donate to them directly without Twitch taking the cut, check out that link as well. Drop your donations there. It's what I do at the end of every month or two. So guys, amazing collection. Thank you. Super fun. Appreciate y'all. Xaniards, Spelunk Punk, Voodoo Bear, everybody who stuck around. Guys, good night from San Francisco. We're going to be raiding our good friend lalaabop. Night, guys.